Hello everyone, and welcome to a pre-record. I figured I'd do this under pre-record because it's a teeny tiny bit of content, or at least as far as I'm aware. So 7/16 came out today, and with that, the finale to the role quests. My brain was not coming up with those words for a sec. The finale for the role quests is out. It's right here. All Majun here. And we are ready to hop into it. Although I'm trying to debate if going as something other than Pictomancer might be a better idea. I mean, we did do a lot of it as Viper. We'll give it a try. Can always switch if we need. I'm sure there's going to be some kind of battle that I'm going to have to do. But we'll figure that out. Raul Majun has new tidings about an old adversary. I've been getting semi-decent at Picto. Definitely nowhere near as good as, other people do. Got 727 eye level gear, and I don't deal anywhere near the amount of damage as other Pictos with the, same gear as me, so. Cassandra, so good to see you. I was hoping you would pay us a visit. The Lance Guard received word from the various nations you visited in your search for the treasures. They requested that we inform you of the latest tidings. They also send their earnest gratitude for your efforts. Seems each of the 5 criminals has been brought into custody. Although some had to be tracked down after you trounced them, they now await the judgment of the governments they wronged. Great! I thought all was well. I heard some customers saying that the Passage of the Unbound had new leaders. The shop was so busy that I couldn't find a chance to speak with them before they left, but I felt compelled to report what I heard to the Lance Guard. There she is. It was a sobering reminder that as long as their leader, Apyahi, is free, she can rebuild and scheme again. Apyahi. You must have learned about the organization's workings during your search. You remember anything that might help us find out what she's up to? Each of her leaders were carefully selected from different regions. Apyahi orchestrated everything for some greater purpose. Funds were coming from Virajan. Honestly, it was all a haze. Apyahi orchestrated everything for some greater purpose. I see Apyahi didn't care if her leaders could keep secrets. Considering what we know of her, I doubt she was a good judge of character in that respect. But even a fool could do harm with enough coin. We do best not to underestimate her. Lance Guard also managed to dig up information. One of those apprehended to the Passage of the Unbound received their funds from a shady mercantile outfit located in Ulda. I mean, there's a number of people like that, but I have an idea. If Apyahi really is recruiting new members, we could feign interest in her cause to get close to her. We might be onto something. We even know a woman she's never had the pleasure of meeting, Cassandra. What? No, we're asking a lot from you, but any information you extract from Apyahi and her new cohorts, I can say that word, really. Could prevent further incidents. What do you say? Oh my gosh, it's so cold in here. I don't know what my, avatar, how my avatar is, reacting, but I'm doing a lot of moving as I'm trying to, put this blanket on me here because it is so cold. I'm actually, wearing gloves, so that's even more fun. What will you say? I can do that. Desperate times, I suppose. Sure, I can do that. We're very grateful. A small warning, however. We know 5 treasures were stolen, but there could be more. Whatever you do, don't treat Upyaki lightly. Just finding out what power she has at her disposal and what her goals are before making your move. Of course. Which reminds me, those who waited are most eager to see Upyaki apprehended. We'll tell them you're hot on her trail. Tail, rather. Has it always been tail? I thought it was trail. But now, why don't you travel to Ul'dah and ask around? Perhaps her quarry has already tried to recruit the disillusioned into her ranks. Off to Ul'dah. Ul'dah! Let me hitch a ride. Just watching somebody teleport after that cutscene. We're like, wait, let me hitch a ride. I'm assuming it is on this side of the world. It is. You know, because the city is split in two and all that, so. Villains who wish to topple the nations of the world? Afraid I haven't heard of such a group. But there are no shortage of complaints about the Sultanate. Most common are gripes about market fees. To hear the merchants tell it, every one of them is a single bad bargain away from an empty coin purse. Can't say they'd go as far as treason, though. It's true? I don't know the name Upyaki, but I do know of a strange man. Each day he stands aloof, staring at passers-by with these dead eyes. Last I saw him, he was near the market board. Oh, it makes my stomach churn just to imagine he might still be there. Someone strange by the market board. So, you know, that therefore means I have to go interact with someone else in order to do know anything more. I ain't got a dream anymore. Shifty-eyed blokes, more shifty than usual, you mean? Just so happens a strange man tried to strike up a conversation with me not long ago. Said he liked how eagerly I gave those bastards in the brass blades a piece of my mind. Invited me to a gathering of people who sought true freedom, as he put it. Didn't like the smell of it, hence you find me here. Seems a suspicious man has been just recruiting disgruntled citizens. Perhaps you can get his attention by showing how angry you are near the market boards. Interesting. Very interesting. So we go over here. So that we're next to this, I guess. Usually you have to click onto the thing itself, but You there. Mind letting me bend your ear? I sense in you a kindred spirit. one who's tired of being trampled on by the high and mighty. I think there's a place for you in our organization. Passage of the Unbound. You might have heard tell of mysterious artifacts being used to incite unrest across the world. That was our doing. Press finally striking back at the oppressors to win back the freedom they took from us. But we mean to aim even higher. For that we need more good men and women to lead us. Women like you. As long as I get my own artifact, I'm in. Down with the oppressors. I like your gusto. Mayhap you have what it takes. Mayhap you don't. Either way, you'll have to pass the audition first. Let's see if the table prove you're worth our while. One of our own is standing by the gold court. Show him this handbill, and he'll lead you to where you need to go. Right. I have been yawning quite regularly all day, and I'm not entirely sure the exact specifics of why. I've just been tired a lot lately. What do you want? Audition handbill. A handbill written in a simple font which reads, "Are you frustrated with your lot in life? Tired of feeling the boot ever on your neck? Join us and win back your freedom. Invite both seasoned villains and fledgling reprobates to attend our audition. You wish to lead others upon..." Ow! Thanks, cat. You just unplugged my headphones. But thanks. Oops. To unplug them from the headphone slot, from the headphones themselves, not from the speaker. If I had known that, I would have just plugged them back in. Now I gotta figure out. Now I gotta plug them into the speaker. Alright. Headphones are plugged back in. Sorry. Fair warning. This may be the hardest trial you've ever had to endure. Are your loins properly girded? Yes? That enthusiasm will take you far. Now then, follow me. Gotta girder our loins. Oops. Freaking Windows 11. The audition will be held in this room. Even those with the blackest hearts have balked at what we put our potential leaders through. So I'll be listening to your progress with great interest. If anybody knows, whenever I hit the print screen button, it not only like captures the screen, and like also other programs that I have like have their own like print screen option. But then it also takes me into the freaking like screen capture like program that usually you would get with the like Win Shift and S shortcut. I can't figure out how to fix that because I can also do the Windows Shift S as well as hitting the print screen. So like I don't know how to turn that off. Enter. Isn't this just the freaking Scions area? Can you hear it? Cry of a child too young to know fear. Can you see it? Black bird in flight, its wings staining the azure skies. Can you feel it? Shape of the world as it should be, molded by hands free of fetters. Passage to a new morrow lies before you. The passage of the unbound. Nice. Ah, too late. With that, let us begin the audition for a new round of leaders. May the selection committee please take their seats. Are they supposed to be facing the wrong way? There she is. You look disappointed somehow. Haha, I understand. Expected to meet our founder. My apologies, but you'll need to prove yourself ere you are granted such an audience. Now, tell us your name. Refuse to answer. To say, like, I feel like I definitely should not tell them who I am. I'm quite, popular, Well done. The passage of the unbound works in the shadows. Their true names must remain hidden under their revelation, until their revelation can have the most dramatic impact. Of course. On to the next question. Why do you wish to join us? I want to change the world. I was impressed by your previous leaders. My friend joined up, so I thought, why not? I want to change the world. Nice. That's like a new, emote. You truly desired that, you have done something noteworthy by now. It would be ill-advised to recommend a novice for a position of leadership. Enough about your ambitions. What can you do? I can take on anyone or anything in a fight. No one can craft and gather like me. I'm a devil at Domin Mahjong. I can take on anyone or anything in a fight. Anyone can fight. You do know we're trying to topple nations here, don't you? We don't need someone with muscles. We need someone who can grasp the reins of leadership and lead us to victory. That's enough questions for now, methinks. Let's see if this one has the guts to stand against an entire nation. Traitorous Cur sold us out to our enemies. Chop off his head for us, will you? Oh, what's wrong? Having second thoughts? Refuse the order. Nope. So you saw through our little ruse. How insightful. Played the traitor most convincingly, my boy. Now you may leave. Nice. I kind of figured. Let's see. Oh, yes, your final task. Strike a pose that captures your essence. Go! Capture your beauty, capture your strength. Do a little dance! Yes! Oh my, such confidence, such grace. They quite literally emanate from you. I believe we're ready to make our decision. You truly are singular among the other applicants. I can confidently say you've passed the first audition. Even a hard-boiled Schultefight nearly cracked under the pressure of our inquiries, but you remained composed throughout. Congratulations on your impressive feat. Whoops, no, that was this guy. I thought that was the Lala. Our agent awaits without to guide you on to the next step. And transition. Nope. Just go dark. Okay. Nice. I mean, this is a good screenshot. Even if I have to freaking deal with the stupid... Oh, I can't get back there? Oh, I can't. I just can't get onto the table. That makes sense. There generally is such a thing where, like, the tables count as walls. So that does make sense. Let's see, what's a good angle? It probably will not get used either for the thumbnail, but you never know. Hey, do either of you know what she's doing? Not really. I'm sure it's important, though, to the whole being a villain thing. See, she's leaving. Once you leave the Hall of the Unbound, you will be unable to return. Actually, these guys probably have dialogue. Quite the selection of candidates this time, eh? I feel you've pulled the wool over our eyes. Good. That just shows your capacity for villainy. Be proud of it. It's true. I've seen your eyes. You've been through more than I can imagine. Hold on to your anger and use it to bring the tyrannical rulers down to earth. I imagine. Unbound agent. You thought we'd welcome you into the fold after a single audition? I'll have you know our standards are higher than that. By the way, if you had failed back there, I'd be guiding you to combat training right now. Can never have too much fodder for the cause, after all. Not many have been where you're going. Don't celebrate just yet. The hardest part is still to come. Unbound agent is ready to share your next destination. Ooh, I bet this is the new emote. You must enter one final test, and seeing as how important it is, our founder will be conducting it herself. She was here a moment ago, but something compelled her to leave for the Sigoli Desert. Always has she followed the slightest whim. Show some initiative and find her among those massive dunes. Don't be intimidated. If you're truly meant to lead us, fate arranged this meeting long ago. Which one is Sigoli Desert? Is that southern Thanalan? Yes, I do believe so. Yes. I mean, I realize they could have opened up the map or the quest itself, but I like to try and remember where things are, you know? Level 31 Dune Angler. Huh. Alright. Poof. Don't know if they're poofing because like I'm close to the quest, or if this teleports you somewhere afterwards. Oh, that be her. Totem. Or whatever these things were called. Stop. Shake. Spin. Oh boy. Now come. She has control over the sandworm at least. I don't know more than that. Good boy. Good boy. Mushroom. It works as well as I remembered. No beast is too great for the artifact's influence. What are you doing here? Do you fancy strolls amongst nondescript sand dunes? Or is this not a chance encounter? I just came from, like, your base and everything. The audition, rather. Is that so? My underlings see potential in you. Ah. Well then, let us proceed straight to introductions. Remember my name, the architect of the passage, Hapiyahi. If you wish to be one of my chosen leaders, there is but one requirement. Boundless charisma. Extraordinary strength and unparalleled intellect mean nothing if you lack charm. No one will follow a bore. I mean, that is true. Yet when spoken with the right tenor, even wicked words can resonate with small folk and rouse them to action. They'll gladly throw themselves into the thick of battle for a cause they believe in. Our cause. This is shockingly relevant to current world things. I did well in forming my first cadre of leaders. Their absolute devotion to indulging their own desires moved even me to tears. For all their faults, I still wholeheartedly believe they were worthy of wielding the artifacts. Make me believe the same about you, and I shall gladly take you under my wing. I have no charisma. I don't talk at all. I'm the main character, so I don't talk. So I have none. Now's your chance to impress me. Tell me, what do you wish to gain by overthrowing the nations of the world? Power? Fame? Wealth? Listen well, many a dream has died in silence. If you wish to see your desires realized, you must be bold in expressing them. As for me, I only want one thing. Freedom. My village prospered amid nature unrestrained, while those in it were bound by the rules of society. Our rules were determined at birth. Some would hunt, some would weave, but none were allowed to follow their hearts. Obedience meant a life without hardship, yes, but I couldn't suffer the tasks I was burdened with. So in defiance of those stifling customs, I went into the forest to hunt, and returned to my village with a prey mightier than any that had been caught before. For this I was rewarded with exile, and my banishment was a blessing in disguise. It helped me realize I could survive. I could thrive, unbound by rules. I also understood that many like-minded souls yet suffered under the subjugation of state. I resolved to become an example they could follow, to build the passage that would guide them to freedom. But enough about myself, there's only I wish to see. Follow me, but be wary of the beasts that infest these sands. Yeah, I don't think I have anything to worry about with that. Everything here is like level 30. And I'm level 100. I am literally over 3 times their level. As I said, beasts are outbound in these parts. I could kill them myself, but this presents an opportunity. Let's commence the practical exam. Defeat these creatures by whatever means are at your disposal. Oh look, suddenly they are level 100. But it's fine. I don't know if these stay if I, like, teleport. Hopefully they do. It was a fine show of strength. Fine enough to impress the meek into following you, I dare say. Very good. Now follow me. We are not far now. Don't know what exactly causes my skills to change. Here we are. Heard the stars are breathtaking from this vantage. In Ul'dah, they would charge you to view the sky from a place like this. As if there weren't enough hands grasping at our coin purses. Let us wait a while and see if the stories are true. We might be waiting quite a while considering how cloudy it is. Oh look, perfect weather all of a sudden. Indeed, it is every bit as beautiful as they say. It was a worthwhile trek, wouldn't you agree? The light from those stars traveled all the way from the edge of the firmament, obstructed by nothing on its journey. Free. I believe people have the same capacity, each of us a star unto ourselves, the light of our lives illuminating the farthest reaches of the heavens. Good, but, you realize that firmament means, like, a dome. And, like, you're from Tyrol. You're from Tulialol, whatever. Like, you should know that the world is not flat. Ah, yes, you've passed, by the way. I knew I wanted you with me soon after our first meeting. Friends and allies gravitate toward you, don't they? I can tell. And so, to honor your induction into my inner circle, I shall award you with an artifact of power unequaled. Is what I would like to say. Unfortunately, my stock of magical objects has been much depleted as of late. Aww. That sucks. Are you truly so crestfallen? I suppose I cannot fault you for staying true to your ambitions. The artifacts wielded by the previous cadre were purloined from across the continent of Tyrol, where they were enshrined as objects of great power. Alas, we had greater need of them. Mine, however, came into my possession long before that. After I was exiled, I traveled the world to seek a place that was truly free. Disillusioned by every nation I set foot in, I eventually crossed the ocean to Tyrol. In the remote outskirts of Dawntrail, I came across ancient and forgotten ruins, and within, I encountered the spirit of a Yakhoi who called himself the Wise One. I asked the Wise One where I might find freedom, and he told me the story. When I yet lived, my people ventured into Dawntrail. Dramatically wise voice. But before we could settle here, a terrible sickness struck, and one by one many lost their lives. I sought a way to conquer this affliction, crafting an instrument that could harness the powers of mighty beasts. Thus was the first treasure created. Alas, I was too late to save my brethren, and I knew I could save others from our fate, and so I traveled across the land bestowing treasures upon struggling tribes. I wish to create a place where people bereft of a home can live as they wish. Such a treasure could help me realize this dream. Ham-fistedly wise voice. Your conviction is... Yeah, that was supposed to be her. Your conviction is plain to see, that is true. 5 treasures have I bequeathed, but there is one which remains sealed away. Its power is far too dangerous. Ham-fistedly heroic voice. My conviction means I can wield it responsibly. I beg you, bestow the treasure upon me. My words must have swayed him, because the spirit's final act was to honor me with the relic before disappearing. I will use the power entrusted to me to shatter the rules that stifle us. That is why I created the Passage of the Unbound. And now you are one of its leaders. Stand by my side, and together we shall release the people of this world from their chains. Got it! That's what I get the emote for. I love it so far. It's great. I did not initially intend to spend so much time in these wastes. It's basically the same day. To ensure you master that pose I showed you, so I've only recently invented it, I expect every member to be capable of striking it at a moment's notice. For that, I cordially welcome you to the Passage of the Unbound. There it is. Pose of the Unbound. Heck yeah. You've learned the emote Pose of the Unbound. Nice. Is it under the general or is it under the special? It is under general. What do I have under special then that's new? Really? Sun drop dance, water, and shake drink. I'm sorry. How long have I had these, and how many times have I used them? And they haven't registered as being used? Good grief. Like, since the beginning of 7.1. What else is in here? It's not Pose of the Unbound. What the frick other emote did I earn? And how long have I had this one? Oh, the Oho Kali, whatever, this one. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so it's not a permanent emote though, so that's a little sad. But we'll put that one down here. Then I can do that. Nice. Yeah, you don't strike the pose and then stay in it, unfortunately. You sense a plot forming behind Apyahi's mischievous eyes. Now that the night sky has energized us, it is time to take action. Our goal is no less to see every nation of the world crumble. Yet we must start somewhere. I was struck by how much had changed during my most recent visit to Tyrol, when I gathered the first group of my chosen leaders. At the time I encountered the Wise One, no ruler had united the continent under one banner. Uncertainty was in the air, so was the sense of freedom. I'd never seen a place quite like it. So much did it intrigue me, in fact, that I adopted a Châteauna name for myself. Yet now the same freedom that I found so appealing is bound by the restrictions of state, and each day that passes those binds grow tighter. This is why our first course of action shall be to return to Tyrol to what it once was, to liberate it from the tyranny of Tula-Yalal. My previous leaders were avatars of self-indulgence, never quite grasped the concept of overthrowing a nation. It falls to us to set a precedent for future leaders to follow. Go to Tyrol and get the lay of the land. Venture to Husatawi in Shelawani, and rendezvous with my enforcers at the local tavern. May await further orders there. Apyahi's scheme has been laid bare. She brings information to Ral Majun. Indeed. Bayside Marketplace. Still don't really know Tyrol all that much. In all fairness, like, now that I'm done with the MSQ, there really just hasn't been any reason to come here. So, it's not like, you know, I come here all the time. Like, I usually pop in long enough to freaking... Actually, what do I do here? Do I do anything here? No. No, I don't. I always go to... What's it called? Solution 9. Cassandra, you have returned. Were you able to track down Apyahi? I see. Her methods for testing the mettle of her would-be leaders are as unique as the candidates themselves. Yet learning that her next target is Tula-Yalal only makes the sinking feeling in my stomach worse. This revelation doesn't come as a complete surprise, you see. I've heard whispers of a plot against the city. I've been aiding the Landsguard with investigating leads. While you were abroad, some familiar faces showed up to lend a hand. No, speak of the Vidral. Yeah, it's these 5. It's my peoples from the previous quests. I still love that it's the glasses. All she needed was a pair of glasses. Like, fantastic. When Brook Evu sent word you meant to pursue Apyahi, we were eager to join the hunt. Yet right as we were arranging a ship to cross the ocean, we spied a conspicuous group disembarking at the port. decided we might better aid you by tracking their movements. They claimed to be looking for work and obtained permission to travel to Shaloani. Yet upon arriving, they went to work of a different sort, asking anyone they could find about Tulialal and the inner workings of its government and defenses. While not bothering the people of Shaloani, they loaf about in Husatawi. The master of the tavern there said the group spent long hours talking to other patrons, rarely ordering a thing and going on about some plan. Clearly they aren't the enforcers Upyahi mentioned. Need to find out what they're planning and how Upyahi's treasure fits into the picture. Then we can figure out how to stop them.
Let's split up. If these enforcers are as talkative as they seem, I'm sure it won't be hard to eavesdrop.
Let me help too. I have an idea that might make things easier. But it requires Cassandra to aid us. I hope you can oblige. I don't remember any of the voices other than the freaking Mamuljas. Then it's settled. Loshkana, Tepiki, and I will work to uncover the nature of Upyahi's treasure. These link pearls should make it easier to communicate. Brought them from a foreign sailor. Knew they'd come in handy sooner rather than later. Alright, once we've discovered something, we'll meet you at the Aetheryte Plaza in Husatawi. Husatawi. I think that's how it's said. That would be my guess anyway. Now then, follow me and I'll tell you about this idea of mine. Sounds like a plan. I wish I could do more, like, feminine voices. Without, like, losing the, like, feminine sound. What can you do? I have something that will make our job a lot easier. The Dreamweave cocoon. The village elder understood how much it means to me to bring the unbound to justice for their crimes, and entrusted me to do so once and for all. You've met this Upyahi in the flesh, yes? That means you can use the cocoon to imitate her, rather.
They can do that? Why, I was ready to use stealth and deception. This will make getting the information we need much easier.
My thinking exactly. But it'll all be for nothing if Upyahi reaches them before we do. So let's make our way to Husatawi at once. Husatawi. In Shaloani. My cat is covering her face with not one, but two paws and her tail. All at once. While she's sleeping. I feel like this is the place. Oh, yep, they're out here. I took a peek inside and saw a few rough-looking types who didn't sound Turali gathered around one of the tables. Good grief. Doubtless there are targets. There's no one fitting Upyahi's description, so she probably hasn't arrived yet. This is our chance.
We can hear everything from out here, so keep watch in case Upyahi makes an appearance. If she does, we'll call you on Link Pearl.
Alright, Cassandra, take the Dreamweave cocoon in hand. In your mind's eye, envision that wicked woman. You'll be transfigured into Apyahi. You must remain transfigured in order to progress with quest objectives. You'll return from your transfigured state if you move too far away. Look to your map. Look to your map for the transfiguration's area of effect. Speak with Quiki if need be. Oh, boss! Wait, told us not to trust anyone, even yourself. If you are who I think you are, then do the pose. We've all got sore arms from practicing it so much. Bam! No one but you could strike a pose half as inspiring. We've been waiting, boss. Now that you're here, that means it's time to mobilize, right? You remember what the plan is, right? Of course, boss. We each memorize a different part to make sure we don't forget it. We'll launch our attack from the gates of Tulialol. Cerulean bells will blow it to bits in a fantastic explosion. And Eloret's concoction will give us the strength to crush the Lands God like ants. Simple plan for simple villains. A simple plan for simple villains, don't you think? Keep pressing them for information, Cassandra. Good. Yes. And remind me, how will my artifact aid you again? What'll you be having? Excuse me, we're in the middle of something. That's what she said last time. That's what she said to, the last leaders. When she was talking with the last leaders. Yeah, mind your business. We're moving along, so stop trying to bleed us for every coin we have. Sandra, we see the real Apyahi approaching. We have to buy time. Keep the henchmen talking. You there? Excuse me. I, wouldn't go in there. Drink some more water than spirit. Is that so? Well, good thing I'm not thirsty. Well, the food, there's no food either. They've sold every last dish. What? They have the gall to remain open? Greed run amok indeed. Luckily, I wasn't planning on ordering anything. I'd rather die than become a paying customer. Have you no shame? There was something else? I didn't think there was. And you were supposed to show up our numbers, right? So that artifact of yours would give us an army. Well, did it? Cassandra, get out of there. Cassandra, get out of there. She's coming in. Uh-oh. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, you're already here. You move quickly. Good. She didn't see us as her, which is good. Well, that means we can get started all the sooner. Until you'll all succumb to our wrath, together we shall celebrate the return of true liberty to Tyrol. Now see to your preparations and join us upstairs. We strike when I give the order. / unbound, apparently, by the way. So that's good to know. That was close. I don't know what would have happened if we were forced out. Or if we were found out. Couldn't hear what you were saying while we were trying to distract Upyaki. Get anything we can use. That's great. Tentawa and the others have just arrived themselves. Let's go meet them. She's gonna walk up there and be she's gonna be confused, but also so are her, like, goons. Is it inside this building? Nope. It is around, yep, it is in fact around back. Okay. I would have been fine to just keep going, but it's fine. I heard you ran into Upyahi at the tavern. Tell us everything that happened. Luckily, she still seems to think that we're one of hers. See, her plan to strike at Tulialol from the Shailawani side. Then we can focus our defenses there. He said her minion spoke of an army being summoned by her treasure. That matches with the story we heard. It was told to us by one of the Vipers. We hope their expertise in tracking deadly beasts such as the Tyrol Vidrail, the very source of our treasure's powers, might provide insight on the capabilities of hers. Apparently they received reports that creatures across Tyrol were falling under the thrall of a Shatona woman. Even the most feral of beasts obeyed her like a docile lamb. Sounds about right. I saw Upyahi command a massive worm. Treasure must give her that power. Well, we know what our enemy is capable of. I've heard some animals hunt by hypnotizing their prey with sound, smell, or even magical energy. Perhaps the Tyrol Vidrail, whose essence lies in her treasure, was one of those. But it's difficult to say which. Even so, we know Upyahi's plan and the threat we face. We can prepare for whatever she might throw at us. We'll cut off her advance to Zorger the Boundless. Take everything we have to drive her back, but if we fight as one, neither her nor her beast will take a single step into Tulialol. I'll stay here for a while and keep an eye on things. If Upyahi makes a move, I'll contact you at once. Can you tell Ral Majun what we've learned? I mean, as long as she doesn't catch on to the fact that we were here, we left, and have been gone for a long time after. Granted, she does not seem to exactly be the most intelligent person, so it's very possible that she will have no clue. Besides, her goons are probably sitting there being confused. Bringing an army of beasts to our doors? So little time to prepare. This treasure can bend ferocious beasts to its will. We must consider the possibility it could be used on people, too. I bring this information to the Landsguard at once, that they may begin readying the city's defenses. And then neither you nor they will let a single citizen come to harm. This is it, Cassandra. With any luck, Upyahi and her cronies will soon be languishing in cells. Be the passage. Bright bustle, orchestrion. You said Tentawa was keeping watch in Huzatawi, right? Suppose no news is good news. Speaking of news, the Upyahi and her minions are preparing to depart. Time, everyone, and make our stand before the gates of Tula Yalal. And here I was hoping that Upyahi would turn herself in. Well, I suppose she'll just have to be brought in by force. She might have the treasure, but she doesn't have our allies. And she certainly doesn't have you. Today we stop the Unbound, and tomorrow we'll welcome a dawn in Tula Yalal free of their shadow. The Tula Yalal Trailhead. Got it. I was gonna say, is that like just straight outside the door? It is. About what I figured. Ooh, it is a little gloomy around today. We have some fog. Bright Bloom Post. So this will just take us straight to where we need to be, basically. Whee! And then we get just a mild amount of sprint out of that as well when we do that. So, you need to show your permit. Miss Sevilla, safe journeys. Duty time! Although the circumstances that brought us together were less than fortunate, I'm confident that in the end, we'll be the stronger for them. Won't allow the passage of the Unbound to wreak havoc on Tula Yalal. Today, Upyahi and her ilk answer for their crimes. Progress of the battle will be saved at certain points. In the event you're defeated, you'll be able to try again from the most recent. Please note, enter battle with other things, then it will cut you off. Sounds good. 730 is the maximum eye level here. Which is fine. I mean, my eye level is 277. Or 727, rather. They're here. She didn't wait for me. It's alright. We knew you were coming, Upyahi. You and your gang of thugs won't be going any further. So you've chosen to join the other sheep, have you? How disappointing. I offered you so much more than the life of a lapdog. Villains like you don't deserve freedom. I never intended to fight by your side. Of course you would say that. You are Eorzea's savior, after all. Knew it from the moment I saw you. I suppose now you're asking yourself why I was so forthcoming with my plans. I wanted you to see what we fight for, to realize the beauty of true freedom, and devote yourself to the pursuit of it as our ally. Alas. Okay, it's a little more intelligent than I thought, at least. Your allies only follow you because the treasure has them in its thrall. No one would willingly follow such a reckless leader. Interesting. Think I have the power to command others against their will? Well, don't you? Oh, you're far more foolish than I believed. Never rob anyone I would never rob anyone of their freedom. She's gone. Not gone. Here. Look, beasts approaching from the Tuliolan side. But how? We committed too heavily to this side. Now she strikes at our blind spot. We must open the gate. The path to a new tomorrow lies ever before us. We need only be brave enough to walk it. Leave this lot to us. You tend to the others. Battle on the bridge? Or battle in Tuliolan? Haha! Battle on the bridge! I have to take care of these beasts before going after Opyahi. Over here, Cassandra. Uncanny Flying Popoto. Bring them down. Oh hey, interesting. That counted as being out of combat. Good to know. Means I can do that. I'm not going to use it immediately. I feared my creatures cannot live up to the real thing. How about this? Now's the time to actually use my skills. Whoops. I'll end this in a single blow. No, I think not. Ugh. Leave this guy to me. The rest of you focus on the big one. Something going on up in the sky? Maybe I missed whatever it was. Because I was so focused on this guy. Let's zoom out a little here. Whoops, I always forget to do that. Ah, limit break. Oops. Actually, that's fine because I'm out of combat. This is slot, aren't you? Suppose I wouldn't want you to fall too quickly. Bang! Bang! So many. We will persevere. And smother them in flames. Let me your protection. Scheming, are we? I think I'll allow you to do as you please. So many enemies! Holy frick balls! There we go. No, my poor pitiful pets! I cannot rely on numbers alone. Then distracted, my darlings. Be fine, go after Piahi. See what Piahi. Oh, yep. Is that her up there, I assume? Or, wait, where do I need to go? I can't go that way. The tower needs help. I might be in trouble. That was very odd to me. I don't think they've ever, like, done that. I mean, they put loading zones in duties, but I don't think they ever do that in, like, solos. For your help, how to catch Otiaki. I don't think you've won yet. You're strong, to be sure, but so is this! And your worst, I won't lose. I forgot to... That's the other thing I forget to do as Picto, is actually use these motifs. Oops. This doesn't look good. Or not. Get behind me and you'll be safe. Really making me use up my freaking ultimate here. You survived that. Keeping us safe. We've almost got her. Even bugs squirm before they die. Time I'll finish things. This is like my one major complaint, I would say, with FF14 is they do this thing called burst, where they expect you to just like throw, to use an ability and throw out a bunch of damage in a tiny period of time. I admit I may have underestimated you lot. While defeating you would be quite the feather in my cap, Gates of Tuliyulal are a much easier target. Wait! Just make your run for it. Follow her, Cassandra. And I'm sure that part of why there's this loading screen is so that they can just use the same zone over and over. Anything that would obstruct the free world I aim to create will be destroyed. Must you insist on being a thorn in my side? Very well. I shall plant the banner of evil upon the corpse of Eorzea's hero, and the meek shall flock to me. Make my fervent desire manifest. Grant me the power to seize undying freedom. The architect, Abyahi. Oh boy. Myco Tender. I almost read that as micro. Go forth, my prickly punisher, and crush those who would bind us. As far as I can get. So they do this thing called burst, where they just want you to deal like a bunch of damage in a row, all from like just, you know, a set amount of, you know, just a few abilities and whatnot. Except that, one, it's always timed, which is fine. But two, they turn around and put things in where, like, the boss becomes invincible. Or something happens, you know, something else happens that removes your ability to effectively, like, burst, you know? And then like, you're just screwed in that case. Impressive. There's less of you, but this fox ends here. Now, smash her to a pulp! I don't think so. Nice. Find comfort in fellowship. At least this will save me the trouble of killing you one by one. Good moment, my pointy pugilist. It's getting even stronger. Kendra, we're at your back. Together we will repel this foul creature. What? How can you stand before the treasure's might? What are you? Such power. Power that would be welcomed within the passage of the Unbound. I will say, they are enjoying this, like, we can basically do trials with NPCs now system. Not falter, my spiky soldier. can do trials, we can do dungeons. This whole, like, duty support system, you know? Without, we'll be swept away. Like, they're really enjoying this. I don't blame them. Like, it's an awesome system. Scurry about like rats. Pulverize them with this, my bog barbarian. Like, for example, I'm not even technically standing. I wasn't even technically standing in the thing. Even my spiny savior has fallen. I keep forgetting that I have to use that after the freaking other abilities. I like that they kind of go out to like corners, so it almost really doesn't matter what you do, because they're completely away from you, you know? I don't get a limit break, I just realized. Finished yet, I can replenish my ranks. I was hoping to limit break her at the end, like you do, you know, bosses. In like a dungeon, but I happened to look up and notice that they didn't give me the limit break. Rip. Oh, snap. R.I.P. the totem. It seems I must admit defeat. Yet know this. Do not believe the ideals for which I fought were misguided. Think back upon the leaders who came before you. Those five self-serving souls who dared to live as they pleased. It's true. I mean, 3 of them were just comedically evil, but each one the perfect image of liberty. Yet ultimate perfection cannot be achieved without ultimate power. This is why we fought, why we became villains, to tear down the world's nations and their stifling rules, so that the voiceless many may speak again. What made you feel this way? Sandra has told you already, surely. Yet the exile that emboldened my hatred of meaningless restrictions has also led to my awakening. I couldn't have known true freedom without it. As I traveled the world, I noticed the same thing everywhere I went, that the many were bound by the few. In Gridania, citizens are discouraged from joining hands with their neighbors. In Ul'dah, merchants craft laws to exert their control over others. Even in Limsa Laminsa, once lawless pirates are made to bow to the state. Need I say more? Countless Ishgardians who were tricked into sacrificing themselves when their church fanned the flames of war. The people of the East, whose entire lives are determined by outdated customs and mores. I had to go west to find what I sought. Here in Tyrol, I live a life unbound. Or so I thought. After a terrible tragedy, I was forced to find a new home once again. Terrible? What happened? I can scarcely say it. I was asked to pay for my lodgings. Pay? You mean you hadn't been paying all along? Why should I have to trade coin for a roof over my head? My village charging for something so essential is unthinkable. So long as one followed the rules, that is. It's the first time since my exile I questioned my path, and I convinced myself that taking care of my drunken sisters night after night wasn't so bad after all. Where did you live again? No, that doesn't matter. Surely if you can accept trading labor for housing, you can understand the reasons behind trading coin for it. No, money is just another rule that's used to control us. A rule that I won't accept. I was forced to live on the streets. In my tent I plotted, the rebellion would start with me and end with the authority of every nation in tatters. Yet one day, after long hours of sowing discontent, I returned to find my tent gone, and its place stood a sign that read, "No vagrancy." The last thing you owned was gone in an instant. That can't have been easy. I can understand your perspective, Abyahi. A world where everyone did what they pleased would soon fall to chaos. Those are the only things which keep us from that. I know firsthand what it's like to be bound by old rules. Rules where purposes are sometimes baffling. But you don't have to follow them blindly. If you're dissatisfied, you can work to change them. What you speak of, Abyahi, is not freedom. It is self-indulgence. So you're saying, if I change the law, I can do whatever I please. What? Not a word got through to her. Talking anymore would just be a waste of breath. I take back the statement that I made about her being perhaps more intelligent than I had given her credit for. Time to put her in chains. This is all you're doing, isn't it? Time you join the rest of your minions. That's the screenshot I should have gotten, where they were all surrounding her. Won't resist, but this isn't over. Those who share my vision will hear of this injustice, and they will carry on my legacy. Passage to the Unbound shall remain open forevermore. Until they find out that she wasn't gonna pay them for anything, and then that's it. Your bravery was inspiring, everyone. Abyahi is in the custody of the Landsguard, and her treasure is destroyed. Without their leader and secret weapon, the Unbound may well and truly be finished. We should return to Zabalia of Tai and let Ral Majun know about our victory here. There's apparently a quest right there. Oops. I'm still in Sheloani. Also, I love all of the music in freaking this expansion. Musically, I would say this is one of the best expansions. Like, see, and there's the problem, because I don't know. I don't know if I would pick Shadowbringers, Endwalker, or Dawntrail as the, like, best expansion musically. Because they're all just so good. Like, equally so, I would even dare to say. I heard all about your battle with the Passage of the Unbound. Leave it to you all to not only capture their leader, but do so without anyone in Tulialal coming to harm. By the way, mages from the Wing of Protection inspected the remains of the beast you fought. Their discoveries were surprising, to say the least. They weren't actually individual organisms, you see, but a collection of minute fungi that had taken the form of familiar creatures. The mages concluded that the Chiral Vidrail sealed within the treasure was likely once a fungi itself. This explains the sightings of Upyahi traveling with beasts of all sorts at her beck and call. She built her army by finding the fiercest creatures she could and recreating them with the power of the treasure. But you stood against that army without a shade of fear in your eyes. As a token of gratitude, you're all welcome to tacos on the house whenever you're in town. Speaking of which, I hear Tentawa and the others will soon be returning to their respective villages. Goodbyes are always bittersweet. I'm sure they'd love to speak with you one last time. Speak with Tentawa! I was gonna say, is this one of those, like, optionally, it's like you complete it, but optionally, but nah. You kidding me? FF14 doesn't do that. That's a Genshin thing. I neglected to mention this earlier. I was able to convince everyone back home to stop relying on the cradle. My sleepless days are over, but I've been busier than ever. I've looked to Ishgard's Knights for inspiration on how to build solidarity among the villagers, train together, and take turns on watch, among other things. Those Iniqui no longer needs to spend her days abed, and sometimes joins us in our drills. I admit, this new life wouldn't be the same without her. New life for which we both owe you thanks, Cassandra. But keep striving to follow the example you set for us. Oh, if only his artifact existed, though. I would absolutely use it. And again, like, you know, it depends, like, how it works. You know? If the idea is that you can store, you know, let's say 8 hours of sleep, but then you can then distribute that to people. Like, could I just store 8 hours of sleep and then, like, give everybody, like, 5 minutes? You know? My people have accepted the fact we cannot always rely upon the heartstring, and even now trained to build our natural resistance to various toxins. It took some time to figure out the right amounts to use, and I admit there were some close calls, but luckily the heartstring was at our disposal. Yet, I believe that our strength lies in our ability to conquer hardship. Hope one day we can trust in our own abilities. That being said, it's been some time since I had a meal that wasn't laced with poison. Forgotten how delicious food could be. Others will be glad to hear how key the dream of your cocoon was to our success. And though it seems that Yahi recognized you from the moment you met, it didn't make a difference, did it? It just reaffirms for me that it just reaffirms for me that you've more than earned your renown as a hero. So inspired to become a hunter worthy of Itoka's legacy, I know it will take a lot of time and a lot of hard work. For now, I'll focus on keeping my village safe, But it won't stop there. Keep your ears to the ground, Cassandra. Someday you might hear tales of Queeky, a hunter true.
Everyone was so brave. My heart always starts pounding when the fighting begins. I didn't need to worry. Since I'm here in Tilialal, I'll visit the market before I return to my village. Oh, I almost forgot. Kakulja sent me a letter. Said the authorities have taken his circumstances into account and decided to be merciful. He'll be released soon. Just as promised, my village will be the first place he visits. Everyone's looking forward to greeting him with open arms. If Kukulja agrees to be our protector, then we can come to Tulialal more often.
To think the origin of the treasures lies with the Yakhoi. Even with such dominating strength as they possessed, they sought still more when their very survival was at stake. My people were afraid of the apex, and so sealed it away within our treasure. But over time, the treasure became as feared as the beast within it. Thus we never considered using it as a tool to aid us. Been training hard. I hope that someday I can help my people view the treasure from a new perspective. It may take a while, but we'll get there. I'm already stronger than last time we met, right? You don't have to answer. Trust me when I tell you, we won't take the easy road like Virazon. Every bit of progress will earn through hard work. On that note, as much as I'd like to say, I suppose we all have homes waiting for us. Let's say our farewells to Brook Evu and Ral Majun. Brook Evu! I'm glad you got to catch up with everyone. Should I bring this party to a close then? Be well, everyone. I'll bring Lozaniqua next time. I want her to meet the people who helped us. Stop by my village if you're ever in the region. I'll treat you to freshly hunted boar.
Everyone get it home safely. I'll meet again soon.
I hope I was able to pay back the debt I owe you, if only a little. If you ever need help again, you know how to reach me. And thus they were never seen again. Just like every other role quest. I think these were the best role quests that they've ever done, honestly. I liked these ones. It was a long and trying road. The treasures are finally back in their rightful places. Now the passage of the unbound, with no one to lead their meager numbers, will fade into obscurity. I'm sure we'll hear no more of them again. Here's to peace and to Leal. Rules? Basic social considerations? Who needs them? Those pathetic bastards don't even see the yokes around their necks. Did you see how nobly Apiahi fought? While I can remember that sight, I'll never turn away from the past she showed us. Oh boy. It's up to us to continue what she started. We don't need those artifacts to bring down nations. We'll find a whole new kind of weapon. Passage of the Unbound shall remain ever open, and will be there to guide others upon it. There are more of you! Criminals over here! Rep. By the gods, run! We can't be caught here! Run, run, run! There are always those who will follow terrible ideals. Just look at the good old US of A. You know? Passage rebound. Nice. That was great. That was a good way to end it, honestly. It was really good. I really enjoyed that. I will say, if it's a choice between 5, like, solid, well thought out quest lines versus 20 some odd class quests that are thrown together very quickly, I definitely prefer the role quests. So, but yeah, nope, I think so far the role quests have been great. I mean, again, these were some of the best ones yet, in my opinion. Shadowbringers was fantastic, which is what most people will say, is that, like, it worked in Shadowbringers, but it's been sloppy ever since. Like, I don't agree. I do think Endwalkers was misguided. They weren't fantastic. But I do also think people are just comparing it to Shadowbringers. And the issue with Shadowbringers versus these other ones is they just haven't tied together with the expansion in quite the same way as Shadowbringers. And I think that's what people are upset about, is that it just doesn't tie into the expansion in the same way, you know, as the ones in Shadowbringers. If you actually break down the actual stories and treat them as individual stories, though, it's great. Like, these were some of the best ones. I definitely enjoyed them. I mean, I've seen the discourse on Reddit. I know that everybody wants the freaking stupid class quests and skills locked to those class quests, which means that you don't earn your new skills until you go through those class quests, which was an absolute pain every single time, especially considering the number of classes. This is the amount of classes in the game. 3 full hotbars. Okay, not 3 full hotbars. There are, what, 3 slots? If you're counting Blue Mage. If you're not counting Blue Mage, then there's 4 empty slots. Next expansion, there will be 2 empty slots. And expansion after that, there will be none. Like, freaking, there's what, 12 buttons to a hotbar? Freaking give me a break, dude. So dumb. I guarantee you that if they turned around and did even one set of class quests, everybody would hate it, because they're having to come up with freaking 20 some odd quests. And all of them have to be set up to have a story. And all of them have to be set up for the 0 level, the 2 level, the 4 level, the 6 level, the 8 level. and the level cap. So, yeah. Get on that, FF14 community. 3 of you sit down and write that. Because that's probably the amount of people they would have running it in Square Enix. And see what you can come up with. You know? Go ahead. Go ahead. I legitimately challenge you. Like, if you want it, by all means, sit down, write. I want to see, what is it, 21 current, like, regular classes, core classes, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So, I mean, there's your challenge, you know? 32. So get on that. 32 classes, you know, right, go ahead. Just one of you, even. Because let's be honest, they probably just make Yoshi P do it, or whoever's doing the writing normally right now. Go ahead. 32 classes. Go ahead. Go ahead. I want to see you do it. Seriously. I want to see you do it. Write it out. Post it in the comments below. You know. I don't know how that would work, but, you know, post it in the comments below. Go ahead. In fact, here, I'll give this challenge to the FF14 community. Every single one of you that dislikes the role quests, go ahead. All 32 classes. You know, for each of you. Because there's probably only going to be 2 or 3 people on Square Enix team that are doing it. So, you know, right? Figure out what you would want. This legitimately, this is my challenge. Take Dawntrail as it is and write out 32 stories that can be turned into full quests. You know? Figure out how you would put 32 classes worth of quests in here. They all have to be different. Completely different. Every single one has to be completely different. And you've got to remember that it's got to factor in the, you know, level 92, level 96, level 94, yada yada abilities. You know, something that teaches you. That's how that's what they did, was that they taught you those abilities in those quests. You know? So, you know, go ahead. Give me something for Dark Knight that uses Shadowed Vigil. I guess technically this is given to you at 92 after the quest. And then they want to make sure you know what you're doing with it at 94. Go ahead, give me Scarlet Delirium, Comeuppance, Tor Cleaver, Impalement at level 98. Give me something for Disesteem. You know? Give me something for Guardian and Imperator and Blade of Honor. Good. Seriously. Like, I'm not doing this in an attempt to mock. I'm saying literally do it. Literally. Just sit down and do it. Because either you will figure out exactly what you want from the quests And you could write out like the most amazing things, and it could be awesome. And you get to share it with the FF14 community and be like, hey, look what I did. You know? It's cool, right? And who knows, you could get a bunch of karma with Reddit or whatever, you know? You could get very popular out of these things. Like, seriously. I'm not joking. Like, this is a great way for people to sit down and, you know, work their creative muscles. You know? And it's a great way to get, you know, people to, like, see your stuff. And make a name for yourself so that you can then take that and, you know, run with it. Freaking, like, 32 individual stories? Like, come on, that's a lot of stories. Like, that's a lot of people that are going to look at those, especially. So, by all means. Like, I'm legitimately telling you, like, do it. It would be awesome to see. I want to see it. You know? But also, it'll show you how much work goes into everything just in terms of creating story. And I'll flat out be honest with you and say, like, you'll improve as a writer. If you're looking for some kind of inspiration to write, you know, to practice your writing, to build your writing, this is a great idea, you know? Heck, I would love to see somebody's interpretation of what the expansion as a whole could have been, you know? Like, if you didn't like the story, like, I will absolutely support you. You know? I mean, not, like, financially. But if you come in and are like, hey, you know, this is what I wrote, like, I don't know. Maybe I'll... If you let's do this. I just kind of had this thought. I don't know if anybody's still watching at this point, but anyway, let's do this. Let's run a little, like, thing. Little, I don't want to say competition, or like tournament or sweepstakes. But submit your stories. You know, like, take FF14 and, you know, pick an expansion you didn't like, rewrite it, and submit it to me. I will sit here and read it, you know, on recording, on stream, something. It'd be great for pre-records, definitely. So, hey, that's an idea. So yeah. You know? Just 32 quests. 32 quest lines. Heck, even if you only submit one quest line, I would still do it. I mean, I'm also talking, you know, you could consider doing the expansion instead of the job quests. Like, I would love to see somebody's interpretation of what they thought Dawntrail was going to be, of what they think Dawntrail needed to be, you know? I'd love to see it. I would, like, for all the people that are out there talking about it being bad, like, I would love to see it. I would absolutely love to see it. I 100% would love to see it. And like I said, if you submit to, you know, if you send them to me, then I'll read them. I'll read them right here on my YouTube. And try to help support other writers, because I myself am a writer. So Why not? Let's do this thing. You know? Let's do it. The question is how am I going to create this separately? Like, how am I gonna, like, get just this? I figure, you know, it's gonna be hard to get people to, like, check this part of the video, so. Anyway, I have nothing else to say or do. This has been Dawntrail Roll Quests. I hope you enjoyed them. If you did, feel free to subscribe. You can check out Patreon. This was recorded as a timed exclusive, I guess is the word that people use nowadays. It came out a week early for people on Patreon. So, you know, hop on over there, check it out. You know, you can get videos a week early. Come hang out with us. Yay! Anyway, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye! Is it goodbye or is it farewell? It's goodbye. Farewell doesn't exist, right? Yes, okay. Yeah, that's the one I always get wrong. I always think it's farewell, but it's actually goodbye for the emote. Goodbye! Lolly ho! Isn't that both goodbye and hello in Dwarf or something? I don't remember. It's been too long since Shadowbringers.